Hello and welcome. Why fake it till you make it doesn't work. If you've ever been told just fake it till you make it, you might be setting yourself up for more anxiety and stress instead of real confidence. Here's why and what actually works. According to a study published in the Journal of Psychological Science, it highlights that when we act inauthentic, we can actually feel greater stress and emotional disconnection. So, for example, have you ever given a speech at work, or maybe it was at your friend's wedding, and you try to convince yourself that you're excited when actually you feel really nervous, and maybe you're even feeling it in your body too. Maybe you get stomach upset or butterflies, or you feel like your heart's jumping out of your chest, or you're feeling really flushed or hot or sweaty, or you just want to run out of the room. So faking it can actually feel more stressful because you're also not being, it doesn't feel like you're being honest with yourself. I almost feel like I'm telling myself a lie. And also your body is just telling you another thing too. It's feeling nervous. It's feeling maybe a little anxious. So instead of relying on the surface level strategies of faking it, consider a different approach or shifting your focus to building authentic confidence, right? Grounded in real skills. So, for example, a skill that we can build that could be super helpful is emotional regulation. Right? How do you regulate our emotions so that we don't get overwhelmed by them, or we feel like we're being controlled by them or yanked around by them, right? So, a super helpful skill is emotional regulation, and one step of practicing that is naming the emotion that we're feeling or experiencing. Right? For like we're giving a speech at our friend's wedding, we might just feel really anxious or feel nervous or feel uncomfortable. So naming it right there can help with regulating our emotion, right? Versus becoming overwhelmed by the emotion, right? As opposed to suppressing it, avoiding it, masking it, or telling ourselves we're feeling excited when we're really feeling nervous. Number two, another skill that could be super helpful in building our authentic confidence is managing the overthinking. How many of us find ourselves catastrophizing or thinking worst case scenarios that haven't even happened yet? So, for example, I'll use the speech example, your friend's wedding. Maybe catastrophizing that we're gonna get up there and we're totally gonna bomb it, right? Or forget our words. Or worst case scenario, I'm gonna look totally awkward. I'm gonna forget everything, and the situation hasn't even happened yet, or may not ever happen, right? Instead, I could also think, what could go right in this situation? What could go well, right? Maybe it could go really well, or my friend really appreciated me getting up there to speak even though I felt really nervous, right? Or I saw her smile when I gave the speech. So learning how to manage the overthinking, some tools that could be super helpful is learning mindfulness, right? And also cognitive behavioral tools. And these are tools that we are going to learn in, I'll tell you a little bit later about the Anxiety to Confidence program, of ways to build our authentic confidence that's grounded in real skills. And some of these skills you'll learn in this program, in the Anxiety to Confidence program. Number three, another skill that would be super helpful is building and empowering our positive self-belief. So it's believing that we're capable, that we're enough, and not relying on external validation to tell us that we're worthy, that we're enough, that we're lovable, but being able to learn how to give it to ourselves, right? Telling yourself, good job, right? A job well done, right? I worked really hard on that project. I'm really proud of the work that I did. Or, wow, I gave that speech and I could see my friend smiling, and it felt really good just to get up there and share how amazing my friend is. So kind of giving yourself that internal validation, which is always available to us. And sometimes our negative self-talk gets in the way, whether unconsciously or consciously. So really practicing that, building building your positive self-belief. And this is another skill that we will learn in the Anxiety to Confidence program. So if you want to develop and build that authentic confidence that feels really good and that's sustainable, it is built on developing these skills. And you have a choice. That's the good news. So to recap, what we talked about is faking it can actually make us feel like we're being dishonest and can cause us more stress and anxiety, and also feeling disconnected, right? Feeling like we're lying to ourselves. Instead, consider a different approach of building authentic confidence that's grounded in skills that you can use. For example, the emotional regulation we talked about, managing the overthinking, and 3, really empowering your self-belief. Practicing authentic confidence skills is by taking small actions, right? And giving yourself grace and patience to learn these skills. And you can learn them. That's the good news. So a practice that you can take into this week is just noticing 1 to 3 things that you did well each day. You can even write them down in a self-confidence log, right? Gave a speech at my friend's wedding, or ran the work meeting, right? Even though I was nervous, right? I was able to acknowledge how I was feeling, and I did it anyway. I was able to speak up at that meeting, or run the meeting, or I met someone new for the first time and kind of stretched myself outside my comfort zone, acknowledging your wins and doing that. So last but not least, I would like to invite you to the Anxiety to Confidence program. If you or someone you know feels self-conscious or awkward, or feels anxious in social situations and having a difficult time maybe making friends or dating or putting themselves out there because of anxiety or their confidence, this program might be right for them. I will include a link in the description and you can check it out to see if it's right for you or for them. Feel free to share this video for someone that could benefit. Until next time, cheers, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.